Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Colleen at crackedfemalecode.com. So this video is going to take a slightly different angle. It's going to be a very interesting experience that I had with a young Asian lady I dated when I was in my probably early to mid 20s up until I was about 30 years old. Now, one thing that I tell men is Western men, we have been raised wrong by our mothers. Their intentions meant well, but it's the reason why Western relationships are completely, totally, absolutely screwed up, just destroyed. There's a couple things going on in the female right brain. There are some unconscious programs that run, okay? One of them is raising their daughters to learn how to attract men, keep a man, make a man happy, and and create a bonding relationship, because it's very important for her and the children that she's going to have on her level of ability to bond with a man, to teach her daughters this. Now, that these are unconscious programs. One of the unconscious programs that men get caught up in is women have a program. Again, it's a pattern. It's an unconscious program, and I can't remember if it's in the lower reptilian brain or the right brain, but regardless of where it's at, it's designed to raise children. The problem is, because modern men are more in the offices now versus farming, hunting, doing all the physical stuff like they used to. If you go back more than 100 years, say to 1890 and before, young boys between the ages of about 5 and 8 years old used to spend more and more time in the field or on the farm or wherever with their dad. So their fathers raised them. But up until you get around 1900 plus, women were raising boys. And that's when the problem started. Here's what happened. Number one, mothers started raising their young boys to do the same thing they're supposed to teach their daughters, to bond with women. But the problem is, they're not teaching you how to bond with women. They're teaching you how to bond with men. They're teaching you this is how you treat a man. This is the way you talk to a man. This is the way you do things. And what happens is, when a woman gets married to a man like this, she goes, well, he's like a child. And what happens is, now the second program you fall under, and now you're under her child rearing program, and that program runs unconsciously. So once you fall under that program, the minute you walk in the door, click, quick, whir, it's like you're flicking a light switch, and that button turns that program on, and she starts to tell you what to do, punish you like you're a little boy, do as you're told. And here's the weird thing: in the beginning, they will reward you with sex from the child rearing program. So they are unconsciously viewing you like you're a little child. And what happens is, when you do as you're told and you're a good little boy, they reward you with sex and love and kissing and all that. And what happens is, her other brain goes, wait a minute, something's not right here. This isn't my child. And believe it or not, then the next stage happens is, she tries to run you off. You're not my kid. Get the fuck out of here. I have to take care of my children. Which means you eventually end up in divorce. Because the instinctual rearing system, it's the lower reptilian brain, the instinctual system. It's all about survival. And back then, when that brain was developed, you had to hunt for food and gather food every single day to feed your own children. You don't have enough food and resources and time and energy to take care of someone else's child. So they would run children off even if they starved to death. They didn't care. Their number one job, and still to this day, is, I have to fend for my children. Period. End of sentence. Now here's what happens. You are essentially raised by the movies, television. Now here's another thing that started to happen. Women started teaching in the schools, in the churches, more and more, to where now we're being raised in the schools, in the churches. Women are constantly teaching boys, here's how you should be, but we're really being taught the way a woman or a young lady should be. Young boys should be taught to fight for what they want in life, to fight for what they desire, to go after their dreams and fight for it. And that's what triggers the female mating system. The problem is, most men are taught, do for others, give to others, be the submissive servant. Now watch something that happened. This is a real life experience. So my Laotian girlfriend she's half Thai, half Laos. She's from Laos, which is right next to Thailand. In the beginning of the relationship, I remember the first time she came over one night and she had all this cleaning supplies. I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I'm going to clean your apartment. I'm like, why? Because I wasn't raised that way. In fact, my mother told me, don't ever, ever let a woman clean for you. You do your own cleaning. Be respectful. I was like, oh, okay, mommy. I remember hearing that all my life. Nobody had ever cleaned my space. Any apartment, any place I'd ever lived. No one. And now here's the thing though, that I didn't really, I saw it, but I didn't really make the connection. She was really, really happy. She was proud to be there. She was happy. She had a big old smile. She was excited. I'm like, no, baby, I can't let you do that. She goes, no, I want to. And she was starting to get sad. I'm like, baby, I can't do that. That's very disrespectful. She goes, no, but baby, I want to. And she's begging me to clean for me. Now here's the deal. As I reflect back, she had this really proud look on her face, and it was like, this is my man, and damn right I'm going to clean for him because I love him. She was proud to be with me. She was proud to do this, but I wouldn't let her. So here's what happens. I let her in, and we put the stuff aside, and I think we ate, and then we started watching a movie. I think we ordered pizza or something. I don't remember what we did. And I remember about 20 minutes into the movie, she got up and she snuck into the kitchen and she started to clean. And I missed her. I wanted to come back to the couch to cuddle with me while we were watching the movie. And after about 5 minutes, I was getting irritated. I got up and I go to the kitchen. I go, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I'm cleaning your dishes. I'm like, baby, you don't have to do that. I'll do that. Now here's the oddest thing in the world. It made her really sad. I mean, she almost cried. And I basically had to pull her back to the couch to cuddle with me. And she wasn't happy. She was not. Here's why. I was taking away her joy. I was taking away her fulfillment. And her emotional system was like, oh, I'm not his girl. By me not letting her do that, it made her feel like, oh, you don't love me. I'm not your girl. It made her despondent. So another night, a week later or so, she came over with all this, her sister owns an Asian grocery store, all this Asian vegetables and food, and it was all pre-chopped up, and she came over, I'm like, what? She goes, oh, I'm going to cook dinner for you. I'm like, oh, baby, you don't have to do that. She goes, no, I want to, please. And she was just begging me. I'm like, okay, like, but here's the weirdest thing in the world. She was cooking, and she was happy, and I remember looking back at her in the kitchen going, why is she so happy cooking for me? I mean, that's like work. Now, this happened a couple times, and one day she just begged me. It was on the weekend during the day. She begged me to clean my apartment. I was like, all right. She was so happy. And I remember just looking at her like, why would someone be happy taking out the garbage, doing the dishes, cleaning the floors, vacuuming, and cleaning the bathroom? And for the life of me, I just couldn't relate. She was so elated. She goes, I want to take you out to dinner. And I was like, what? At this point, no girl had ever paid for my dinner. And she goes, no, it's on me. I'm going to take you to this restaurant. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that for you. Now listen closely to what she's saying. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. She's cooking. She's cleaning. She's doing things for me. And she's fucking happy as hell. Now, I felt embarrassed. I felt ashamed because I wasn't raised that way. That's not what I was taught. Now, let me tell you something that's hardwired into our lower reptilian systems. For women, I would talk about this. When I say hardwired, I mean it is locked and built into her literal DNA and neurology. When she works hard for you and does things for you, it makes her extremely happy, and she feels like, that's my man. He's mine, and I'm proud to make him happy. I'm proud to cook. I'm proud to clean, because it's almost like ownership. When you don't let her do that, she feels like you're pushing her out the door. The problem with the modern male is we weren't raised that way. We were raised like, no, we're supposed to do things for her. And guess what? it makes them very, 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 very miserable. And that's what I did, because after she cooked 2 or 3 times, I felt so guilty after she cleaned my apartment. I think it was just that one time, because I was like, man, I'm never going to let her do that. And that's like, my family would look at me like, how could you do that? So the thing about it is our relationship went downhill. Now you got to understand, this is hardwired from the caveman era. Women had to fight to keep their man around, and if they didn't and they had a child and he left, they were screwed. So if they were able to work hard to make him happy, she used to watch me even when she'd take me out to dinner, whether she cooked or whether she took me out, she would watch me intently and just this big old smile. I'm like, what are you doing? She says, I'm just watching you eat. And I'm like, why? I'm telling you guys, this comes from the caveman era. She says, you just look so happy. When you are eating and you are happy, she feels, what's the word? It's not satisfied. It's more like, oh, thank God I get to stay home another day. It's like safety. It's like she gets to stay in the house and you are happy with her. Because if you're not, she's thinking you're going to move on. This may not even be a logical thing. It's an unconscious pattern or series of processes that are in their system. Now, the modern Western male does not understand the phrase happy wife, happy life. It means let her make you happy. Let her cook for you. Let her clean. Let her massage. Let her do things for you. This is a reward to her. Her system is hardwired and it stimulates her system to be in love with you. If not, she feels like she has to look for another man. So what happened was I wouldn't let her cook or clean anymore at all. And the relationship literally went downhill. She was sad. She was miserable. She didn't smile anymore. And this went on for a long, long time. And what happened was we kind of grew apart and she started dating other guys and I caught her and I was so fucking pissed. Well, it happened once and then it happened twice. And the third time I was like, fuck you. And I screamed at her. And what happened was I said, you know what? I tell you what, I'm going to give you one last chance. Now here's the interesting thing. The tide turned. I said, if you want to date me, you got to prove to me beyond a shadow of a doubt that I'm the one for you, that you want me. And I said, in the meantime, I'm going to be dating other girls and I'm going to be looking for someone who wants to make me happy. Now, here's the really weird thing. I'm making these demands. I'm yelling at her. She is smiling from ear to fucking ear. And I'm like, this is weird as fuck. I thought she was psycho or something. You gotta understand, women have to fight to keep their man. Even in the modern era, women are always worried about other women stealing their men. That goes all the way back to the caveman era. You had to keep your man down. You gotta keep your man. If she can't keep a man down, she and the children are in danger of survival, of dying. So what's in their DNA system is always having to fend off other women, always having to work hard to keep you happy. Write this word down. It's a challenge. She has to write this down. Work to keep you happy. Work to keep you around. If a woman is working hard to keep you around, to keep you happy, that's a happy wife. Happy wife, happy life. That's what the phrase means, not the Western definition. Here's the Western definition. Men work hard to make her happy. Here's the phrase I came up with. If you're working hard to make her happy, I guarantee you, she's going to be the most miserable woman in the world. If she's working hard to make you happy, I guarantee you, she'll be the happiest woman you've ever met. So here's the deal. If you're doing it the right way, you'll be asking, hey, can you get my slippers? Hey, baby, can you shut the front door? Hey, baby, can you do the dishes real quick? Now, here's the way the modern Western male does it. Oh, okay, baby, I'll do the dishes. Oh, okay, I'll take out the garbage. Oh, okay, I'll do this for you. When you do that role, what happens is her unconscious mind sees you as beneath her, like she's the man, and it will shift her over into her male brain. Now she's giving the orders, telling you what to do, barking orders at you. That is a relationship that has been torpedoed, and it's only a matter of time. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. So when I challenged her and I said, look, I'm going to date other women until you prove to me beyond a shadow of doubt. And if you think going out with your girlfriends on girls' night out, or going out with other dudes, or going to clubs and meeting dudes, that's your way to prove it to me, like, you know what? Don't even come back. She was fucking smiling from ear to ear. She started cooking for me. She started massaging me. She started like buying me little gifts. Everything turned around. She was happy as hell too. That was like the most peaceful part of the relationship I'd ever had. Here's another story. There was a guy I met in college. His name was Johnny. He was a little Italian guy, about 5'4", little stumpy dude, fat little dude, about 20 years old. You know, he looked like he owned a pizza parlor. You know, a little Italian dude. And the funny thing about it is, women loved him, and I couldn't figure this out. What is this fucking deal? That he wasn't good looking. He was out of shape, I thought, and his girlfriend was gorgeous. And I figured, oh well, they must be super. His parents must be rich. I went to his house. They were not fucking rich by any fucking stretch of the imagination. He drove around a dumpy little fucking car. And he's a short little fucker that never lifted a weight in his life or played any sports ever. And I couldn't figure it out. But his girlfriend was loyal. She cooked. She cleaned. You know, she baked him cookies. Was always doing something for him. Now, here's something interesting that I figured out. When we went to his house, his mom was home. His dad wasn't there. His dad was at work. And he would tell his mom, shut up. I'm sick and tired of hearing you. Blah, blah, blah. Don't argue with me. And he was really demanding. I thought, oh, wait a minute. He's like that with his girlfriend, too. Well, his mother treated him like a little king. She treated him like he was everything in the world. And you know what? That's one thing I started looking for. I started noticing guys whose mothers treated them like they were valuable, like they were little kings, like they were somebody, and they let them speak up and even argue with them and yell at them. Those guys, that's the one thing about Johnny. I'm like, well, why does this guy have so much confidence? Why does he think so highly of himself? And that's the thing. Because his mother raised him that way. And because he thought highly of himself, he would tell his girlfriend, well, I want this. Go to the store and do this for me. Do this and do that. Well, most of us in the Western world, we weren't raised that way. Her mating system is looking for a man who puts himself first. Period. End of sentence. You can talk to any woman; they'll tell you the same thing. Like, you got to put yourself first. See, most of you guys, the reason why you suck with women is because you put them first, and their mating system gets turned off. Like, nope, this is not a good mate. He's not going to be a good provider for our children. The thing about Johnny is the world revolved around him. His girlfriend's sister, his mother, friends, it revolved around him. And the thing about it was, he didn't even have a job. It was psychologically the technique that I teach you, internal awareness. He was an internal person. When you're internal, you become first, and women can see it. So if you keep hearing me harping, and I'm sure you have been following me harping on this internal awareness, emotionally grounding stuff, this is what women, her mating system on an unconscious level is looking for this guy. See, all you guys, well, when I make enough money, when I get my bones broken, I grow a little bit taller and have the doctor stretch my legs out. There's actually a technique where doctors can break your bones and like stretch it apart for half an inch. Then they do it again. You grow like 1.5 inches to 2 inches. I'm telling you, it's not your fucking height. It's not how much you bench press. It's not your body fat. It's none of that. I am fucking telling you. I can't tell you how many people I know that have their own businesses. They make almost $500,000 or more a year. Some of them make more than $1 million a year. They own Teslas. They own Ferraris. I live in a very wealthy area, and yet women won't even talk to them. If you do one thing, listen to this video, save this video, and keep replaying it. If you become this independent, self-thinking guy, it's about me. It's about what I want out of life, and that's the way it is. Women will flock to you. They're looking for a man who takes charge of his life. See, if you starve, she starves. If you prosper, she prospers, and she understands this concept. You don't. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to this video right now. You'd be wondering, why do guys listen to those videos on how to meet women and attract women? I don't understand. Because they're putting themselves first and they get women all the time. Here's the final concept of this video. You guys are always complaining about women, how you gotta pay for dinners and pay for this and pay for that. And I'm sitting here going, why? You should be dating women that buy you dinner, that cook for you, that clean for you, that buy you gifts, that do things for you. If you are paying for everything, you're a simp. She has no interest in you. She's just doing it because she wants a free meal. She's not in love with you. When you learn how to open up to the right brain and be internal like Johnny, understand the right brain language and learn how to give her mentally stimulating and emotionally fulfilling communication, suddenly she's going to be into you. Suddenly she's going to be interested. Suddenly now she's paying for dinner. You might even have, I'm telling you, I've asked women out to dinner and they're like, no, it's on me. When the check comes in, like, it's on me. You need to raise your standards. Now here's the deal. When I learned how to do this, I started raising my standards because like, well, why would I put up with this girl's bullshit and pay for dinner when this girl over here is paying for my dinner and treating me better? Like, why would I do that? I started dating women who made more money than me. And that started to become one of my parameters. Like, okay, well, what does she do? Does she have a steady income? Does she own a home? Does she own a car? So I started looking at women in this way, and all of a sudden, women saw that as a challenge. Just flat out started dating women that owned their own businesses. One owned her own salon. Another one was a tax, that she does taxes. They would just pay for everything. One woman just one day took me to the Apple store, and out of nowhere, she goes, if you were to buy one, what one would you get? I go, what are you looking for? She says, well, just tell me, like, what would you get and tell me why? And it's like, well, I'd get this one, that one, blah, blah. She looks at the salesperson. She goes, buy him this computer. I'm going to pay for it. And I was like, what? She bought me a $3,000 computer. She bought me a backpack, and she also bought one of those little slips that you put the computer in. And then took me out to dinner. So this is thinking from your right brain, options and possibilities. This is why it's important to open up your mind, because it opens you up to your right brain so you can see other options and possibilities. Here's the thing. These women would love to buy stuff for me. They would love to pay for dinner. They'd love to do this stuff. It's the same thing as cooking and cleaning for you. They're doing for you. They're fighting for you. They're trying to earn the right to be called your woman. If a woman doesn't have to work hard to be your woman, to be your girl, she doesn't see you as valuable. But if she has to work for it, trust me, she's going to value you. If you want to understand how to do all this, buy my book, Cracked Female Code, then take my course, Cracked Female Code, at crackedfemalecode.com. I bet you have a completely different perspective on happy wife, happy life. I bet that phrase used to piss you off, didn't it? That's because you were seeing it from the male perspective, and that's why you don't understand women. The odd thing is, what makes a woman happy does not make you happy. That's why you're like, well, why is she happy cleaning my kitchen? That doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't get that. Good news, it means you don't have a vagina. If you want to break through your limitations in dating, relationships, and life, take my course, Cracked Female Code, at crackedfemalecode.com. See you guys in the next video. Bye.